Hello viewers, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone had great festival season. Due to some personal and professional commitments, I could not able to make much videos from the last 1 week. I'll try to plan at least one video per week instead of giving this much gap. Hopefully that will happen. So this video will discuss about forms. What is forms? What is the forms inference logic and customization logic? How we need to handle during policy changes, these forms and all. And at the end of video, we'll discuss about a AI. One AI tool is there. Using that AI tool, we can generate a code, we can generate entities, we can generate type list, everything. So end of the video, we will discuss that tool, and coming videos onwards we'll start exploring that AI tool if you guys are interested. Okay, so end of the video we'll discuss about that AI tool, and I'll tell what is the AI tool name in the coming videos, not in this video, because I still need to explore a lot. It is not giving exploration options for free versions. I need to take a premium version and I need to explore before coming to you guys. Definitely, we'll talk about that AI. I'll show you that AI tool also in this video. So, coming to the forms, what is actually forms? Forms is nothing but a legal policy document in our policy center. So when we take any insurance policy from outside, right, even in India, if you take a health insurance, a life insurance, term insurance, or motor vehicle insurance, we will get a document. To get the document in Policy Center, first we need to trigger a form. Based on this form, integration team will involve these forms in the payload document generation. So that payload contains these forms information, so that documents team will print it on the documents. So forms are individual policy documents such as coverage forms, condition, exclusions, endorsement, or state notices, etc. For the insured, insurance policy is essentially a bundle of these forms rather than just data in a system. So to get the form to trigger any form, we need to have a form pattern that we will configure in the policy center, which has ID, name, description. So these things which were provided by the AI, and form pattern includes rules or conditions. So to trigger any form, right, we need to have multiple conditions or else one condition also, that we will discuss. And when a job is created or bound, so during quote or during bound, we'll generate a forms in the policy center. Why forms are used? Why we need actually? So it's a legal contract between insured and insurer. Forms are legally binding representation of coverages, limits, conditions, and exclusions for the policy, complaints and regulations, automation and accuracy. So these are the forms. So we can say, let me log into Policy Center and let me close this AI assistant as well. Yeah, policy forms. If you go forms, right, these are the forms. So we obviously will have a declaration. Deck sheet is nothing but declaration. And there are couple of policies: personal auto policy, common policy, towing and labor cost coverages. So these are the forms. If we generate these forms, right, during issuance, integration team will generate a payload for these forms. So whatever forms we will generate over here, all the forms will go to that payload. Based on that payload, SmartCom team will take care of generating documents with this information. Usually we'll have either SmartCom or OnBase or else open text. I think in my first project we had open text. Later in second project I think we had OnBase. There we are utilizing MuleSoft as a integration. MuleSoft to OnBase. In current cloud versions, right? Everything is SmartCom. SmartCom people will take care of generating documents. If there is any issue in the document, right? That is issue from the SmartCom team. So there are basically two types of forms: static forms and non-static forms. Static forms are nothing but it's a static content inside document. The content is static. That means same content for all the, what I can say, inside the document. The content is same. There is no change in the content. Let's suppose you will be having submission number, PNI name, policy number. These are the common things across all policies. So only that information will change for each policy. Apart from that, content will be the same. Let's suppose what is a non-static or dynamic form, we can say static and dynamic. Dynamic form is nothing but inside content will change based on the form type. Let's suppose this is the form 272. You want to integrate something inside the 272 form, that should come during runtime. So that information should pass from the integration team. So that information should go and display in the document section. That is nothing but dynamic form. Basically, this static and dynamic, right? It's a QA task there. They have to put much more efforts on that to verify whether actually dynamic data is printing or only static data is printing. For a developer, right, you will just pass the information to Thunderhead or else Smartcom. Depends on the project to project, Thunderhead or Smartcom. So those people have to map according to the requirements, so that team will pass the information. When it comes to the configuration part, right, we will just trigger these forms. I'm not aware of integration part. I did in couple of projects, so where I used GX models, and previous to previous project I worked on the JSONs also. That was a cloud, but I did not remember exactly. But we upgraded from GX to JSONs to send the payload. As a configuration developer, right, our responsibility is to configure the forms and display on the forms, this forms screen. If any form is not triggering over here, then that is our responsibility to take care. What is the issue? What is causing that issue? What we need to fix? All these things, configuration developer responsibility. So this video we will discuss about how to configure these forms. So this is also through a customized logic or else a static logic. Let's suppose if you take an example, towing and labor. If this coverage exists, just you need to trigger form. So you no need of any customization. Let's suppose you want to have multiple conditions. Vehicle has one coverage, but vehicle purchase price should be more than some dollars. In that case, you need to have customization. So those things we will see. As to configure any forms, right? Obviously, we need to go administration, business settings, and policy form patterns. For new policy form pattern, click on add and provide corresponding details, code, number, edition. A code will be a developer responsibility. Number, edition, name will be provided by BS, business analyst. And any data, this information also they will provide. Any data related to this form collected after code, that is nothing but during bind we will trigger. Otherwise, we will trigger during quote. Assign an endorsement number. Even this one also we will get from the BS only, priority. Based on priority only, this form will display under which section. After, let's suppose 1, 2, 3, 4 is the priority. So first priority will go and display in the first section in the document. Second one will goes to the second. So like this. So everything will get from the BS. And then products. So which product? Let's suppose declaration. Declaration is common for across all products. So we can add all products over here. Commercial auto, personal auto, everything we can add. Let's suppose your form is applicable only for personal auto. Add only personal auto. And then transaction type. Which transaction that should exist? Only submission or else only policy change, only reinstatement. Usually most of the forms will exist for all transaction except for cancellation and reinstatement. For every transactions form will exist, but make sure before adding your transaction type over here, check with your BS. Okay, when onwards this which transaction this form is eligible, whether it's only for submission, only for renewal, only for rewrite. And then jurisdiction, any jurisdiction specific. If there is anything which is there for jurisdiction specific, right, add that jurisdiction specific over here. And start date, end date usually we will not provide, and UW company also we will not provide. That much complexity we will not get usually, but if we get, we need to we can handle from here itself. So jurisdiction, and then UW company, start date, end date. End date will come to the picture. Let's suppose BA came and they will tell you have to expire the existing form. In that case we will provide end date, otherwise we will not provide. we will leave it as a blank. And then inference, this is the main thing. Let's suppose you have to trigger a form whenever any some coverage exists. We just saw towing and labor coverage exist, we triggered one form. In that cases, we can simply go here, any associated coverage, selected coverage or condition is used, and you can select from here coverage. Let me search, yeah, towing and labor. If we click on update, so whenever this coverage exists, this form will keep on triggers, or else any other thing. No additional criteria. That means without any criteria, this form will keep on triggering. We can say it as a deck page. No additional criteria added for all policy transaction types. Additional insured, additional interest, selected coverage. So selected cow term also we do have it. Let me go with the liability only. Select, yeah, any coverage. Yes, anything we need to add. Whenever this cow term is there, then only this form will get triggered. Any selected type list also. So personal auto may go, we can say preferred coverage currency, CAD. For all CAD coverages, right, this form will trigger. So like this, we can configure any form which requires only coverage exist. Usually we will go with coverage exist, exclusion and condition. Not all these things. We never go this type list exist and no additional criteria. We will go coverage, additional insured and interest also I never utilized. This cow term also I never utilized. Usually we will handle through customization because we'll get much more logics. If we get only one cow term, that's well and good. Otherwise, we will not go. Even selected coverage also, we'll get condition that this coverage is added first time during the policy. Then only you have to infer. Otherwise, you should not. Let's suppose you have collision coverage. You added during submission. Then fine, trigger it. During policy change, you should not trigger. But if you go and select over here, right, that will keep on trigger for all transactions. You can come and say, hey, I can go only submission. Then in that case, it will trigger only for submission if you have collision. Let's suppose user is adding collision coverage during policy change. In that case, how we can handle? We can, if we go and change, if we go and add here policy change, then also it will trigger. But even if you have it in submission, if you have it in policy change, again it will trigger. If you have already in submission, if you don't have policy change, it should not trigger, right? So vice versa, it should not trigger. If you are carry forwarding from submission, you should not trigger during policy change. So all these conditions we will handle through customized logic. What we can keep conditions, all those things we will utilize. We will see in the customization logic. So for this, right, first we have to create a policy form pattern over here with respect to our required uh, details from the BA, basics, products, transaction types, jurisdiction, and inference. It depends on the things we will leave. As of now, we will leave and we will click on update. Once it is done, right, go to custom form inference, just select any one of the form. So we can see GW LOB IM forms. This is the path. Go to this path and whatever is the LOB which you are working, go to that respective package. So this is related to inline marine. So it navigated to inline marine. In our case, PA forms. Then which form you need to trigger. So you can have a class like this. Create a class that should extend abstract simple availability form and override a method called is available. So in this is available, you will add a condition by saying, okay, if that coverage exists now and not exist in base done, then only trigger this form. This is available should return either true or false. If it returns true, then this will form will keep on triggering. Let's suppose you got one condition. During submission, you have collision coverage. During policy change, user changed that collision coverage limit from 500 to 1000. In that case, you need to trigger. Otherwise, you should not trigger during policy change. So, for these cases, what you need to do here, you will return true if this vehicle has context dot period. So, when it comes to the vehicles related context, right, you will get vehicle as a context. I think here context also okay. Line dot policy drivers, but we will get vehicles related context, so I'll explain later. But yeah, as of now, let's suppose if context is the vehicle, context dot that collision coverage exists, then we will return true. But we are not checking whether coverage limit is changing or not, so we can add one more check that context dot collision dot that cow term limit is not equal to based on cow term limit, or else we can go with one more way by overriding this one, add data for comparison. In this add data for comparison, you will add that coverage related cow term. We will add child as a state nodes, same like here they are going with the states, right? We will go with our coverage, and then cow term, cow limit, sorry, cow term limit, we will add it, so that during policy change that limit will change and that policy form will get triggered. We will go with one of the example in the upcoming video. Okay, what we can take one example of one coverage with the limit changes, and we will see how that will work. As of now, just think in that way. So let's suppose you have to trigger whenever there is a change in cow term limit, then in that case you need to override this method in the respective uh, customized logic, and that should that is not, that will not return, that will take care. Basically this method will take care while comparing current ones and the previous nodes. In that case this will return difference, so that will automatically returns in true. We will see in the real example. So this is how we will create any customized logic. And once this customization is done, right, we need to involve over here. Just create one tag, take a copy, custom form inference tag, and have your class, whatever class which we develop, right? Give the absolute path over here. Package name, inside again any package is there, that package name, and then your class name. And here form code, this form code is nothing but the one form code which we will develop over here. This code should match over here. Then automatically we can see after server restart, right? This form is being handled through custom inference logic. Let me go, if I take example for this one only, right? Cancel and search with form number. Okay, this is code. Okay, not number. Let me go with the inline marine. Remove this. Yes, first one. Inference. See, we can see this form uses custom inference logic defined in the Guidewire Studio. So to get like this, right? So first we will create a form pattern over here, and then we will implement respective logic in the customized class, and we will involve in the custom form inference. Automatically this message will come over here. Even when we edit, we will not be able to add multiple things. In the previous to this one, right, we saw we can add conditions over here itself, but now we are not able to see. This is how we can develop our custom inference customized forms. So we will go with one example in the next video, but as of now this is what as a theoretical. Hope you guys got this point. If you have any questions, right, feel free to ask in the comment section so that I can explain in the next upcoming videos. Okay, guys. Okay, and now we will talk about the AI. So, start of the video, I told about there is one AI tool that will automatically generate code for our needs. Let me go to the AI tool. So, this is the AI. So, guys, as of now, this is not officially given by the Guidewire. So I have downloaded from the Google and imported my policy center over here. So don't do it same thing in your projects, because that leads to complaints. So this is only for our education purpose. I have loaded over here in the AI tool. See, I utilized 2 to 3 prompts here during last week, so it is showing that I have to upgrade it. If you guys are interested, right, definitely I'll take Pro so that we will see various types how we can get the code. I asked multiple things, so it generated also. I think three prompts we can get freely. Post that it is a paid subscription, so we need to take paid, then only it will come. And one good thing is automatically that code whatever it generates over here, right, that will come in our Guideware Studio also. Think here I asked, you can see PA rating engine explanation. I asked AI to, okay, tell me how PA rating engine will work. See, it provided rates the coverages, specific time slice, rate window, rate line curve, what are the methods I have, what actually it will do, everything. Even if we go top right, it gave clearly what actually it will do. What we are doing over here, slice mode, window mode, effective dates and slices, what it has provided through examples also. I asked one of the entity generation also, it generated entity as well. Even some piece of code also it generated, everything it did. I think this is version cost. I asked, okay, tell me about version cost, how it works in the guideware. Everything it provided here. What actually it will do. Critical method in the guideware rating engine that helps system find and reuse existing cost entities when persisting cost data objects. So everything guys. So this AI is a really it's a game changer in our guideware. What I heard is from the O version. No, sorry, not from the O. Currently we are in OLOS only. So from the R version. Yes, from the R version, this AI tool will be integrated in our Guideware Studio itself. So for any development projects or else any support projects, if you have any questions, right, just go and provide your prompt that will automatically tell the issue, or else it will automatically generate the code also. So if you guys are really interested, we will explore more about this AI. I'll take premium membership so that we can have multiple questions. We can play with this AI in the upcoming videos, guys. So let's see your interest accordingly. I'll take, even I'm also interested to take premium membership and explore all these things because AI is completely future is AI only. So there is nothing. Um, Definitely we need to explore the things. So even I am interested. If you are also interested, definitely we will explore more things about on this AI, guys. I will tell what is this AI tool and how we can load our project. If you are using OOTB in your personal laptops, I will never recommend for the client specific projects because as of now we did not get any official confirmation from Guideware, but we will get from the R release that they will only integrate. Even a couple of IntelliJ projects, they are already combining with GitHub Copilot. For our Guideware, we will get this AI tool definitely in future, but not now. So I'll tell what is this tool, how we can integrate to our Guideware Studio. So all these things in the upcoming videos. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys. So sorry for the delayed videos. I'll make sure to provide at least one video per week. So depends on my bandwidth in the project. I'll try to record the videos. So yeah, hopefully we'll do it, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll meet in the next video.